So guys, my freaking hair is kind of messy. It looks like I'm like a lion right now, but I promise you know what I put in my hair that made it look like so hectic. But I have a story time, and it's kind of fuzzy because this was like before I started doing drugs. I don't do drugs anymore, but this is like before I started doing drugs. So if it's like a little hazy, you know, this did happen to me because I have evidence and proof that it happened to me. But yeah, so okay, so one day I went on a date with this guy on Tinder, right? And I tell this story to my best friend all the time. So I had told him that I had re-downloaded Tinder today or yesterday, and he's just like, really? Like, you've learned nothing of what you experienced? And I was just like, doesn't mean I'm gonna hang out with them, whatever. So this is a story time of why you shouldn't hang out with people like on Tinder. Just a heads up, all right? When I was like 20, I'm 23 now. I think I was 20. I would smoke a lot. I was like a pothead, like a huge pothead. And I ended up like, I was living with my aunt, and I ended up hanging out with this guy. And he was cool. Like, I said that I was gonna go for a run. And keep in mind, I always kept up for a hydro flask with me for water, right? And I'd always keep it around because I was like white. Like, I was drinking a lot of water. So like water dieting, but I usually didn't drink a lot of water. I would drink a lot of soda. So I would just like drink one soda like a day and then drink hella water. So I ended up getting it. And then like, I don't know what's inside of me. My intuition told me like, go get it. Like, go get it. And I was just like, okay, fine. Because I wasn't going to take it because I was going to go for a run. But I took it. I brought it. And then I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to trust my intuition, all right? So I ended up going to the park. I told my aunt that I was going to go for a run, but I was going to hang out with this guy. Don't lie about things. Just a heads up. Don't lie. Okay? So I went to hang out with this guy. And, like, he was a little late. And I was just like, why is it taking so long? Like, in my head, I'm just like, bro, am I gonna get kidnapped right now? Like, I'm planned, like, in my head started running, and I was just like, I never think that about nobody. And I was just like, is that just my intuition talking, or my, like, I'm chilling, I'm whatever. So, he ended up showing up to the park, and I was about to dip back, because I was just like, nah, he's taking too long. I don't know how long he took. He didn't take that long, but, like, I'm not patient, so I was just like, okay, whatever. So I ended up getting in his car, and the first thing I noticed of getting in his car, okay, ladies, if you're gonna get into someone's car, let it be a 2-seater, or if they have a truck, look at the back of the truck, for sure, please. Anyways, it was like this van, and one thing that I learned from the watching Criminal Minds and FBI shows and Detective Conan and all that stuff is that it's weird when a guy has his seat buckled to the passenger seat. I think the best of people. So I'm just like, you know what? This is why you shouldn't be so naive, ladies. Please, please. And if there's background noise, it's my sister fucking playing with my nephew. Anyway, so this guy shows up, right? And off tops his, like, I could see, like, it was dark, but the light, and then, like, it was dark. And, like, I wasn't lit. Okay. I was not lit. So I could have been like, you know, like, I'm lit. I'm paranoid. No. And I don't get paranoid when I freaking smoke, all right? I don't get paranoid when I smoke. So the head's fucking up. Okay? I don't care. This could be my first time. No, this has never happened to me. Ever in my life. Ever, 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 ever. So I'm just heads up. Alright? So there's like a black aura around him, and I was just like, I'm gonna think nothing of it, you know, like mistake number 57. Alright? So I get in his car. His passenger seat was buckled, and then I looked at it, And I looked at him and I was just like, why is it buckled? Like, I felt like, you know how sometimes people buckle their seats, so like if someone was in the passenger seat, it would stop going off on the car. So yeah, so I get in this car, we like park in front of the park, in front of, like, it was a park school, so like we parked like in the school parking lot. Like, we start smoking, he lights up his bong, and this guy's like semi-attractive. He's not like the best looking guy out here, but I wouldn't want to kiss him, you know? Like, he looks like a good kisser, but he's not my type, like, you know, because I thought in his pictures he would have been like better looking in person. No, he looks like his pictures, so I'm just like, okay, fine. Like, you know, sorry guys, I'm fixing my screen. So basically, like, we start talking and I tell him what I want to do. Like, I like writing poetry, I like writing music, and like just talking about what things we do. And then he starts to ask me, you have any tattoos? First of all, this guy's already a freaking red flag, because he talks a lot about himself. And I remember, ladies, if a guy that talks a lot about himself and doesn't ask anything about you means he's self-absorbed, self-centered, right? So like, I off top like look at him and I was like, to get into a guy's head, you gotta listen to him. I know it's a psychological stuff, but like, if you want a guy to like you, let him talk. Literally, let him talk. But keep in mind, if you let him talk and he's not interested in you, he will never, ever, ever, ever ask you for questions or ask you about like what you feel or whatever. So I end up telling him that I have a tattoo on my leg, and it's on my thigh, and it's an alien tattoo. And I don't know if I want to show you guys, because like I'm wearing shorts right now and I don't know. Basically, he like starts showing me his tattoos, and like, I think he had a tattoo on his arm. I don't know, but I know he had a tattoo. This is where it gets freaking scary. I know I'm like laughing, but low-key I was shitting bricks when I was in the car, bro. I was shitting bricks. Like, I was like, oops, you know, like it was bad. All right, so like he starts mentioning his tattoos on his arm, on his hand, and I was just like, I was like, oh, like in my head I was like, usually, you know, guys that have tattoos on, okay, wait, backtrack. Okay, so he starts asking me if I want to drink something, and keep in mind, I don't like lemonade, and I think there was something he was offering me, and I don't like drinking it because it's just nasty. Like, I didn't like it. So he starts like, he keeps looking at the back seat like all the time, and at this point I like look over and I was like, what's in the back? He's just like, nothing's in the back. And I was just like, I felt like something was in the back, because I kind of heard something move, but I was like, nah, there's nothing of it. It's like, maybe when he got the drinks and like showed me him, like something moved back there, and then like, you know, and he's just like, no, there's nothing in the back. And I was just like, maybe he's hinting to go in the back seat so we can like mess around. No, I'm not gonna go in the back seat to mess around with him. First of all, you're not that cute. Anyway, that's besides the point. Like, I just wanted to make friends. All right, okay. So tells me if I want to drink the thing, and he like keeps tapping the top of it. So like, let's say the two drinks are like this, and they're like open cap. So I don't know if he put something in there. Maybe it's just me being paranoid, but like, always be secure, girls. Always be secure. Those drinks were already openable, like. And when he opened them, it didn't even look like he tried to open them. You know how you hear the plastic open? No, that did not sound like that. It sounded like that. It didn't sound like crack open, you know? So, I was like, okay, that's weird. So I was like, nah, like, I'm chilling. Like, I'm drinking my water. Like, you know, like, I've been trying to drink a lot of water since I don't drink water as it is. I drink a lot of soda. So I'm drinking my water. And then I left my water in the cup holder. And then he just, like, kept tapping on it, like hinting, like, you know. And he's just like, oh, so, and then he took it from me, and he's like, oh, so it opens like this. And then he like looked inside of it, and I was just like, yeah, like a normal plastic cup. Like, what do you mean? It's a freaking flask. So it's a pink flask. It was so cute. I love that flask, but I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, he just keeps tapping on it, like he wanted to put something inside of it. Like, I know I'm just like, I'm not making this up. Like, it sounds like I'm making it up, but just I'm not. Anyway, so basically like so like he starts tapping it, and then like I was just like, bro, like give me that shit, like no, like, you know, and I'm just like drinking out of it, like, you know, drinking out of it, cause like what the hell, like why are you making a big deal about my flask? Like you low-key want to put something in it. Anyways, so I think nothing of it, you know, and like throughout the whole entire night he like taps on it, and like I don't know, I don't know, he like be reaching in his pockets too. I thought he had a gun at some point, and I don't know, I feel like he just had pills in his, like, I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what my brain was thinking. I wasn't paranoid. I know something happened. I know there was something there, because there's too much evidence for me to be like, yeah, no, you know. So we start talking about tattoos. I tell him about my tattoo on my thigh, and then he tells me about his tattoos on his hands and his arms, and I was just like, oh, like they're cool tattoos, you know. It's kind of hot. Like, from he was like a 6, his level went up to a 7, maybe like a 7.5, you know. So he was kind of still like not that cute, but like I love tattoos. I loved tattoos. I don't love tattoos now anymore. So basically like starts to like, I don't know, like tell me about the significance of the tattoos, and he's just like, yeah, like, and it was like a weird symbol, and I was just like, in my head I was like, definitely a gangster. Like it just came up to my head like he's a gangster, and I was just like, I'm like, Yoshi, trust your intuition, fucking bitch, trust your intuition. And guess what I did? I still stayed. Anyways, so he's like, yeah, like, this is exactly what he did. No, let me do this. What if I told you I'm a gangster? And I looked at him in the face, and like we were like close to each other, so he was like here, and I was just like, that's cool. Like like off top I was like, that's cool, like how's that? And I was like, fuck, you know how like when Pete's like, oh yeah, like I have a dad with boy, he's like, that's cool, what's that like, you know, like that's exactly what I said. And I was just like, and then he's just like, nah, I'm just playing. But like I can hear the serious tone, like he's seen me like a little bit overreact in my facial expression. So I was just like okay, like being a gangster to me is not attractive. Like it's hot that like you're in danger, shit, like all that stuff, like that's cute. But then at the end of the day, if we date, I'm gonna be the one in danger, and I'm chilling, you know. I'm chilling. Like I don't want to get kidnapped and like put a gun against my head and be like, fucking talk, bitch, where the fuck is your rat? No, I'm good, I'm chilling. Anyway, so basically like he tells me that he has that he's that, right? And then he's just like, I felt my heart go to my ass, bounce back up, and go down again and bounce up. And I was just like, oh my god, I need to get out of here. Like I need to get the fuck out of here. And what's it called? We start talking more, and then he kisses me, and then we start like low-key making out, you know. And I kind of wanted to go with the role of like being toxic. A really bad mistake to do. If you know someone is dangerous, do not be toxic, because you don't know the situation that can happen. In my head I was just like, ooh, danger, you know. Like I love that. Like I was fucking 20. Like I've never had a relationship. I did have a relationship, but they were all long distance. I never had a real relationship. I wanted it to be like okay, cool. Like I'm dumb, bro. I'm for sure, like I'm dumb. The most, like, you don't have to tell me I'm dumb. Anyway, I was just like he wasn't a good kisser. He was like, out of 1 out of 10, I think it was like a 4 or 5. And like I feel bad, but he was a good kid. Like his lips were soft and nice, but he was just too saliva. Too saliva, and I did not. I don't like saliva. But okay. So I was just like, bro, I don't want to kiss him no more. And I was just like backing up, and I was just like, bro, like I told him straight. He's like, why don't you want to kiss me? And I was just like, because you're a bad kisser. And then he's just like, he got hella offended, like hella. I could see like, I can see him rage in the inside, but couldn't do anything in the outside. And then he kept bringing up, he's like, oh, like, I'm walking on, like, basically thin ice, and, like, I'm in the middle of the road, blah, blah, blah. And, like, what I got from that is that, like, I'm walking in the middle of the road is basically, like, he's gonna do something good or he's gonna do something bad. And so when I told him that he was a bad kisser, I'm fucked up for that, but I got out of the car and I slammed the door hella hard. I slammed the fuck out of the door, and I was just like, I don't care, I'm gonna go walking home, blah blah blah. And I was being toxic, bro. I was being toxic. And then he got out of the car and he put his hands in his pocket and he's just like, why are you doing that? You're crazy, huh? You're like crazy toxic, like those type of girls, huh? And I already knew as soon as I did that, that motherfucker liked me like that. And I was just like, no. And I was just like, he's like, get in the car. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get in the car. But this is the old me, all right, guys. I don't want you to think that I like toxic anymore. I mean, I low-key like it, but like healthy wise, like, you know, tell them, like, you know what I mean? Okay, you guys know, if you guys are girls, you guys know what I mean. But basically, like, he told me to get in the car and I was just like, okay. And then he was just like you're a freak, blah blah blah. And I was just like, whatever. But he started kissing me. We were outside the car at this point, like the door was closed, and we started talking about how he likes music and I like music, and like how he like low-key understands. Like, he started rapping and he wasn't so bad, he was so good. Like, I thought he was so good. Like, honestly, like, if he wasn't a gangster, I feel like I would be his friend, like, for sure. Like, but he has a crush on me because I'm like, no, I'm not all that, but like, I have qualities to me that I know, like, guys are like, she's hot, you know, she's hot. I don't think highly of myself because sometimes I'll be insecure as fuck and I'm just like, no. Anyways, so at this point, like, I was scared. I was still scared, keep in mind. Like, I was doing all this, but I was scared. Like, I was acting on like impulse. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that, girls. Like, don't do that. Don't act on impulse. Anyway, so I was like, I need to get out of here, because I'm in danger for sure. Like, I can sense it in my like tingly senses because, you know, girls' intuition are like on that, you know. And so like I say, oh, it's about to be 9, or I have to be home at 10, but it was like 9 something. It was like 9:20. No, it was like 8:20, and like I was like, I need to be home at like 9. So in my head, I was like, Jesus, get me out of here, Jesus, please, Jesus, I love you so much. Like, I promise, like, I won't do like crap like this. I would cuss like at time, and I would be like, I promise, like, let me go. And then my little cousin, I have a PlayStation, obviously. I don't know, no, you guys can't say it, but I have a PlayStation, and my little cousin never ever asks me to play my PlayStation. So I get a phone call. And then it's him. First of all, my phone's not in service. I don't know how I got Wi-Fi. I don't know how I got internet. But he basically called me. He's just like, hey, Yoshi, can I play your PlayStation? And I was just like, no, not right now. I'm going to be home in a bit. Okay? Like, I'm going to be home in like a few minutes. So when I get there, I'll let you know. And so like, I turn around and I look at him. No, I'm on the phone with him and I'm like, turn around and I'm looking at him like, I'll be home in a bit, you know? And then I guess he like, I seen him and I'm like, he had a little freak out session. Like, he had a little like, oh shit, she's gonna leave right now, like, you know? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there in a bit, whatever. And he hangs up. He's like, okay. And my little cousin, he's like young, so he's like kind of annoying when it comes to like calling, you know, like when you tell a little kid like yes, to something, and then they're like, oh, can we go outside, can we go outside, can we go to the park, can we go to the park, like all the time. So like I was like, yeah, like, can you drive me home, like I'm done. And then so he's just like, okay. So he starts reversing that, right? He goes backwards, the car shuts off. I'm like, I'm gonna die today. I was like, why is it doing that? Why is it shutting off? And keep in mind, he says he doesn't stay in the same city for too long. He says he travels. Anyway, so I'm like, why is it shutting off? And then in the back, I hear a big ass, like in the back, like bam, like hella hard, like someone like got mad and like got mad that they were taking me home, and then they like hurry up, like get to the plan, you know, type shit. And he like went like that and banged hella bad in the door, because it was like a van, so it's like a big ass bang. And I was just like, what was that? And he's just like, this is when he starts saying, he starts saying it again. He's like, I'm walking on the middle of the road, blah blah blah, like all this bullshit. And I'm just like, I better go home. Like, if anything, like I can go walking home, like, you know. And then he's like, no, it's fine. And then he turns on the car again, and the first time it doesn't turn on, the second time it doesn't turn on, till the third time it turns on. And I was just like, oh, you fucking better, because like right now I don't know what I'm gonna do, like, to be honest. Like, maybe there's a fucking guy in the backseat, like, I don't know, I'm gonna get like choked down, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna get stabbed, I'm gonna get all of the worst freaking thoughts become to like harass my brain. I'm lit, so everybody's gonna say I'm paranoid, but I don't get paranoid when I'm high. And even after that, I would get high and I wouldn't get paranoid. I feel like I'm just, when I'm high, I'm like more aware. Like, because I think a lot, so like I read a lot of books and like I do a lot of stuff, right? So when I'm lit, like I'm aware. I don't smoke anymore because like it's bad for me now, but yeah, so like he starts like going like that is the reason why I kind of don't like smoking anymore, because that is the most like scary stuff I've ever. Smoking with a guy, of course. I don't like smoking by myself anymore because I just don't like the fumes of it. I don't like the inhale and like all that. Annoying. Anyways, and I've smoked with guys before and I never get paranoid. So what was that bang? You feel me? What was that bang in the back of the car? Okay, anyways, so I start like leaving, right? He starts leaving, and like there's like a bit of a like route you have to take. So I'm like, okay, turn right, and then turn left, and then turn right, and then turn left. And he's like, okay. And then I'm low-key scared. I'm just not talking anymore at this point. And he's like, oh well, hopefully we can hang out again. I was like, we can hang out again. And we end up going to the street, and he's like, you give me as that type of girl that doesn't give me your real address. And I was just like, you're right, I'm not gonna give you my real address. So I made him park like 4 houses down. And I was just like, oh well, like, you know, bye, like, you know. And then I was like, can I get a hug before we leave? There's somebody in the back of the trunk, and I asked for a hug. So like he's parked in the back, I get off, he gets off, we're in the back, there's the trunk, me and him are right here in the trunk, right? He hugs me and he gives me a kiss. No, I give him a kiss. I'm like, okay, bye. And I kiss him. And then and then my cousin starts calling me again. And I was like, okay, I'm going right now. I'm going. And like he can't hear me. So I'm like, I'm going. And he starts freaking out. He just starts to be like he starts trying to push, not like pushing me, but like he starts hugging me and starts like making me go, like, basically this is me right here, and then he starts hugging me, and then this is like the trunk. So he starts pushing me like back towards the trunk, and I was just like, I pushed him a little bit closer. I pushed him a little, and then I kissed him. I was like, I gotta go. Like, my cousin like keeps calling me, like, you know, I gotta go. And so I end up like, I'm still freaking out, dude. Like, I feel like this motherfucker's following me. And then he's like, when I turn around, he goes like this. He goes like that. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? So in my head, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for letting me be aware of like the situation I've been in. Like, let me know, like, you're so good to me, you know? So basically all this stuff, like, and then my aunt's like chilling, and then I'm chilling, and then like, yeah, I don't know what was gonna happen. I'm happy I did not know what was gonna happen to me, but I was like a low-key aware, because like I'm like high-key like detective mode up on here, and like, don't hang out with guys you don't know. Don't hang out with guys from Tinder. Don't hang out with people just to smoke. I didn't hang out with them just to smoke, but like I had my wax pen, but I didn't want to smoke my wax pen before I went to hang out with them, because I don't like the mixture. Then again, I was gonna go jog, but just like, just don't smoke, period. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just like, it was bad. Like, I was paranoid for the longest time. I didn't hang out with anybody for the longest time. I did end up hanging out with him again, but this was like later on. And like, this time it wasn't weird. This time he was just like, I don't actually remember the second time we hung out. I don't remember the second time we hung out, but I know it wasn't weird. We hung out for a little bit because he had to go, and then he said, yeah, you were tripping. He like started making it a big deal, like, you were tripping, like, you were like, because I kept asking, is there somebody back there? And like, he's like, yeah, no, you're tripping. Like, he was gaslighting me. He was gaslighting me, because like, why is there a big ass bang? He didn't even explain why there was a big ass bang in the backseat. He just said, I'm walking in the middle of the road. You could at least explain to me what the fuck was in the backseat. Like, who was in the backseat? You feel me? Like, I tell this story because I know what I experienced. I know what I went through. Nobody's gonna believe me though, because they're gonna be like, oh, you were just paranoid. You were just lit. No, I knew what was happening, and I was being gaslit. Till this day, I haven't told anybody. I only told my best friend, like anybody of my family. Like, I only told my best friend, told my sister, and told my ex-boyfriend. And my ex-boyfriend shrugged it off like nothing. He's just like, oh no, like, you're probably just lit. And I was like, are you part of this? Because I swear to God, you might be. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and like, hope you guys like my story time. Well, don't get in the car with strangers. And if something bad, you think something bad's happening to you, you're probably right. You're probably right. And I have so much more stories about how this escalated, how this is a, what is it called? A butterfly effect, a domino effect. I don't care. I'm gonna say what I felt. I'm gonna say what I feel. I'm gonna say what I went through. I'm gonna say all the times you gaslit me. I just need a little bit of more audience for me to not be hurt in the process. So I was gonna say goodbye. See you next time when we get connected.